So the reason I gathered you all here today is to discuss a niche subgenre that I've completely made up in a schizophrenic episode, and I'd like to share with you. It can be described as epic, symphonic, blackened, deathcore. If you need any more explanation than that, go watch the first video, obviously, and go watch my guide to progressive metal while you're at it. As always, check the descriptions for this Spotify playlist, which will be linked below. I make one for every video that I release. So anyways, let's start with our first band. So they are called Ritthana, and actually I don't think it's a band, I think it's a side project. It was created in 2022, so kind of on the come up, something a little different. It sounds like mostly a solo project, but sometimes featuring other people, and this song honestly is really good. I hope this project continues because this is exactly what I'm looking for when it comes to symphonic blackened death metal. The vocals are really unique and I think are the main draw here, but the instrumentals don't disappoint either. So yeah, like very aggressive, very distorted and mid-forward vocals. Honestly, something really different, and it's pretty sick. So the second band is really compositionally impressive to me. Of course, a lot of it is just like in-your-face intensity, but the orchestral parts are just gorgeous and really well done. There's even this build-up part in the middle that has like an almost Nightmare Before Christmas type of haunting creepiness to it. I love it. Sometimes I wish more of these bands would release just the orchestral versions of their songs so we could really hear more of what's going on there. Here is Human Deception featuring Defamed. Hear that violin going on in the background, like that was sick just by itself, and that was really awesome. Unhallowed Void is a deathcore band hailing from Scotland, which from my searches is something I found to be pretty rare, so congrats to my very distant relatives. Honestly, out of most of the bands here, I'd describe these guys as the most technical. If you really focus on what the bassist and the guitarist and the drummer are doing, you're going to be blown away. I don't know how much of this is programmed and how much is real, but either way, this is quite impressive. The choir really adds this epic feel to it, and that just brings it to the next level. So yeah, every instrument just going to 11 as fast as they can the entire time. It's pretty crazy. Speaking of choirs, check out the intro to this song. What is it about the human voice that will just like instantly give me chills? Like you put a choir in anything and I'm just instantly sold. So apparently this is what they call an internet personality band, meaning it's a few TikTokers and a YouTuber who decided to reluctantly, their words, not mine, join forces. And I'm glad they did because this is some crazy stuff. And I hope they keep this up because I'm really excited to hear more. So this is Enda Vinera. piano that just comes in right there. That was sick. So this is a very young band, another one from 2022, only in their terrible twos, but already killing it. So far they have one album and one single, but all of it is crazy good. They've really mastered this wall of sound effect that you'll hear in a moment. It's so overwhelming, but just crushing and intense. Here is Eternal Bloom. I mean, you knew when you first looked at this album cover what it was going to sound like, and you weren't wrong. So next one that we have is a little more cheesy, satanic type of deathcore, but it's actually pretty good despite that. You can tell that there is a lot of emphasis played on the guitar compositions because it's essentially like listening to someone practice their scales as fast as they can. So this is A Night in the Abyss. So yeah, as you can hear, there's like a whole choir going on. There's a lot of like little harpsichord type noises. It's very cool. Next, we have Shrine of Malice. So Shrine of Malice is a very well-known band that I'm sure most of you have heard of. They're this really extreme type of metal that starts to sound like it wasn't even made by humans, and I love it. The vocals are especially well done. I think all of us can get a little fatigued by harsh vocals that all tend to sound the same, but these are just all over the place, and it constantly scratches the ADHD itch of needing everything to change every 5 seconds. My camera is refusing to focus on me, and I'm just trying to move lights around until something happens, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. Come on. I know you see me. It's because there's so much light behind me and not enough in front of me, but yeah, it keeps going out. Whatever. We're just gonna... So yeah, very heavy, very machine-like, very sick. I'm just gonna let the Spotify bio of this next band do the talking for me. We are Shores of Lunacy, the soundtrack to your suicidal depression and murderous rampages. Music inspired by the deepest despair of humanity, the tracks to tie your noose to. So yeah, there you go. Let's go ahead and check that out. That scream just sounded painful. That was sick. So next we've got Soul's Soul. So this is a band that's just really good at making these like haunting choirs over the top of some of the heaviest music that you can imagine. They're really quite skilled at creating an atmosphere in their music that most bands can't even attempt to touch. So please go listen to this entire album. You will not be disappointed. I love that little tune. That's such a cool little tune that they do there. All right, and then last one, which I put somewhere in the beginning. Yes, here it is. So last and certainly not the least is Obscura of Acacia, and I guarantee you guys have heard of them before, which is why I saved them for the end. It's just walls of guitars and just the heaviest chugs, crazy vocals, breakdowns that'll give you chills. It's just nothing but bangers from these guys. So most of their stuff really isn't symphonic, but all of it is death. really creepy violins and all that going on. It's just really insane. So yeah, all their stuff is like that. They don't have a lot of stuff out there, but all the stuff they do have is really good. So there you go. There are 30 bands that fit the exact mood that I was looking for. I'm hoping that more and more bands start creating this type of music, and I understand why people are saying it, but it does bother me when people start talking down on this subgenre as just being like Lorna Shore clones. Most of us can hear the similarities, but if you can't tell the differences between any of these bands, maybe metal just isn't your thing. I personally love when music I listen to is as epic as humanly possible, and this is the only sound I've found that gets close to that. So let me know if I missed any bands in the comments, and I will see you next time.